Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Puzzle Chambers. We're yet again in another flashback. I swear you spent half of this game in flashbacks, which almost would explain why there's this noise, digital noise being added to the images, but it still really doesn't justify it. And so we're following a story that couldn't possibly really be told to the main protagonist unless one of the main protagonists is one of the cultists, which might be believable, certainly. And the puzzles have just gotten sometimes easy and then sometimes insane. Like, there's just a lot of pieces, and there's definitely not a middle step in between the way too many pieces puzzles and the more reasonable, manageable number of pieces puzzles. Again, I'm just starting here by testing to see if all the pieces even will be used, and we won't end up with extras. I honestly have no idea where to even start on this one. Like, if you have a +4 here, and it's going to be turned either to blue, or I'm going to turn everything to orange. Green is almost certainly not going to play a role, so probably something like this, or possibly this. And this. Like, blues would be involved with these. Otherwise, let's start with a low number. 1 would get reduced down to 1, which means I could play either this one or this one. Let's see if we can maybe get some more organization. There are no way to like pencil mark things, but if we did that, then we could do that, and then we would need a 3 or 4, I guess, in that spot. Okay, so far so good. Then this 4 seems kind of unique in that it either has to be on an edge or it's got to connect to the next thing, and the only thing that really could connect here would be the 1. Or this here. We need quite a few 4s if we're not modifying things otherwise. Put this 3 there. Now the problem here is it's just so daunting on this puzzle that I just immediately want to ask for the solution. I honestly think I could probably cruise through the rest of this game and just ask for an answer for every big puzzle, then I'll have 1 or 2 medium or small puzzles in which I could then regain the extra needed free solutions. Obviously 1-4 is going to be played in between these two. Then I guess the question would be, the 5 could be either this one or this one. And then the question comes down to the 6, which if I put the 6 here, I can't turn this to what I want it to be. But I kinda can't do anything else with the 6 either. There are no negative numbers on any of this, and it's unlikely. I don't think there's even a +1. There's a negative number here, I guess. But that is just -1. So we kind of know that 6 has to be there. Which, that is questionable, certainly, how this is going to go, because then that probably means that needs to be there, and then that needs to be there, which means this 2 is probably wrong, and the question becomes, how can the 2 be wrong? Well, we could do this and that, then this would get overwritten, and that gets to a 6 at that, a 7 at that point. If we overlapped that and did that, that would just be a 3. Did that, that would be a 7. Which could lock into that, but this can't lock into that. Is there another 3? That would make sense there, yes. And then is there another 3 we could find somewhere? Which of these might be secretly a 3? Doesn't seem like any of them. And this 4 here could go there. We know that. So then what would connect here? It'd have to be that 2. Which could be then that 2. Okay. Which could make a blank here. Or 5 here. Okay. 8. We are 1 off. Oh, and it is very annoying at this point, because we are really just 1 way. This messes with that. And it's not like when this is pointing and giving +2 to something like this, that somehow interconnects the 2. Or is it that the case? Let's ask a question here. This 6 is getting +4 from this. What it is not doing is interconnecting these 2 together in a way that the +4 to this is being pushed into this to make this a +9 when added with this +4. Okay. So since we've established that, the frustrating element here is going to be something crazy. almost certainly. It's just going to be some crazy element that I never possibly would have considered. Something that moves this around or in some other way works. I mean, we are so close now. Why does this 6 not work? Because this would block it. You'd think after a certain number of these that they would just pop up, do you want a hint? Do you want to use a hint? That is one way certainly you can move the game forward. Alright, I think I'm ready to take a hint, and the fingers crossed will be that one or both of these spots are filled in. Now, it did fill in this spot. Interesting, okay. Which, that I think might solve some things. Maybe you play something like this. I guess that's really your only option there. Is that let's see. Now, a lot of this is literally just gonna go back to placing things where they were before, though. So far, so good. Although weirdly, it says this one's not working, which is fine. It's probably perfectly fine. Yep. Got it. Yeah, and I think it definitely is worth it to just have use the cheats and just be done with the game at this point instead of spending an extra 5 or 10 minutes. And as I suspected in the flashback, we are now seeing everything from the perspective of the masked people, which the assumption here is that the masks are changing the way they see things, and thus they probably are changing the way they hear things also. So the main protagonists we've been following are all purple, and we can hear them talking. Here we are. Start using the safe movement. What? Safe movement for your protection, you idiot. Ouch, sorry, look. Like me. How can you possibly not know this? So maybe there is some kind of later puzzle we're gonna do where we have to walk in a triangle pattern. Ouch, sorry. And see, it is changing what they're saying. Fran or and it's not like just putting things backwards. Maybe it's jumbling the entire sentence, but I wouldn't even bother with that. That is, I suppose, a possibility that there might be a code that if you really, really fell in love with this game, you would want to learn. I can't imagine anybody's really going to fall in love with this game that much. This is very much more of a disposable puzzle game, I would suspect. Once you've solved the puzzles once, I don't think you're going to have any real desire to play it a second time. And it's kind of pointless just to click through the dialogue when we kind of know already what was said and what's going to happen. We're just more interested in what the other person was saying. Wait, is that the mad aggressive one? Oh no, that's the one. Foul beast broke my nose last time. What do we do, Robert? Thank the Lord. I knew he was watching and keeping us safe. Same time, same room. Now. Leave us alone, you freaks. Wazza wazza wazza. This is gonna get nasty. Wazza wazza. You still have the gun, so why not shoot somebody? Wait. What are you doing? No, stop. Well, I wasn't really expecting a gunshot to show blood, but she shot him. Oh my god. I was sure that he was what? An illusion. So we shoot the character we've been following since the beginning of the game. Have you lost your mind? There was just something about him that felt just like the illusions I made. I was sure of it. No, you lied to yourself, so you'd have an excuse to do it. Well, this is surprising. Took you long enough. Now, if she could make illusions, why didn't she just have the guy hang back, make an illusion, and then shoot the illusion? But yeah, seems like he is a hologram or something. Took you long enough. 1 year and a great many rooms before. And we just got another achievement. So maybe we are just at the end of the story. I'd be fine if the story ended here. Hello, gentlemen. How's the progress? We're more than happy with the latest results. Bringing back the humans was the key. Good. It was a necessary evil that had to be done. I still feel weird about this. Why do we have to keep using my form? Relax. We have them all in different forms soon. We'll have them all in different forms soon enough. What does that mean? Form. Freddy? Do you hear me? Who is that? It's the general. The general? Is there something funny about that? Nothing. Just that you haven't been a general for the last 10 years, and you're still clinging to your old titles. It shows a lot of confidence. But never mind, you know. Well done, boys. Maybe tweak down his edginess a bit. Of course. Freddy, you can start solving the puzzles now. So we gained an additional free solution, and we are blinking in and out of existence. So yeah. I don't know if that's much of a twist, really. Overall, interesting that this is getting turned to blue, which means basically this is going to do nothing. Well, let's just start simply. Just do the count. Just work the process, regardless of how silly the process may seem. We know every piece now is going to be used. We also inherently know that everything here is going to be blue. And since 2 plus blue can only end up taking us too high on one and too low on another, it probably means something like that's gonna happen. But I don't want to use that piece too early. There literally is only one option here on this one. It's got to be -3, which means nothing at all. because it'll be blue. So unless I'm supposed to just ask for a hint or fail in this, which maybe I am just straight up supposed to fail, and maybe there would be a timer here to tell me that you're supposed to fail. As far as things that can connect on this side, it has to be that. And then this piece and this piece. Remember, we've gone into the menu and turned off the character walking, so if there was some kind of solution here that had to be engaged with as far as the character walking around, I'd have to go back into the menu to engage with it. What can we do? Plus 2 gives us 4. And then we got absolutely nothing here that would interconnect with that and interconnect with that. So this can't be here. This can't be here. This has to be on this side or this side. Get it high enough. 2 plus this plus 2 would get us to 5. If I could change this color. How do I change the color? Doesn't feel like there is a way. All of these arrows point downward. I'd have to do something like that. Yeah. That's the only move. And then something else. But then that can't be there, can it? Maybe you could get a blank here. Or maybe we swap everything here down this way. I don't see how that works very well though. You can get your blank there. And that could waste a piece there, possibly. Put a blank there, possibly. Let's look over here. 1, 2, 2 works. And then 3. Or blank. And then that. Alright, so we still got 2 things wrong. In this 5 and in this 1. Which doesn't that inherently point that this has to be right? Have a big enough number though. Need that to get up to 2. I guess I could get up to 4 in that direction. That's still wrong because of this piece. Then that changes that. I just don't care. There's an imbalance certainly here in the fact that we are approaching the end of the story, so the puzzles now are not only speed bumps, they are just straight up brick walls in the way of the story. And I just want to see the ending. So, knowing that, I don't understand this at all. This was placed by the hint as pointing out this to be correct, which basically means that it has to be there. And there are only so many options otherwise. That's like the only one that can be placed there. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that. That's not. This has to be added up to 2. So that has to be there. That. And that. Got it. Move on. Freddy, tell us about yourself. What do you do? Sure. I'm a professional bodybuilder. Last year I was. I love how you make him say, sure. He's much more believable than last time. We didn't make him say it. He's learning from humans from the ground up on his own. So he's the AI, effectively, and we've gained a free solution, seemingly for just using a solution and not using the full solution before. But this feels just incredibly wasteful. Just like a total waste of time. We have an 11 here, which probably means we're not getting that high. Let's see. What could we knock out as possibilities? There's really only one way that matches that point, or that point. Again, we should just work the one logical system that I've figured out so far in the game, where honestly I would have preferred to have figured out multiple logical like necessities, things that have to be true, things that once we process guarantee things to be true. This one, for instance. Do we have any negative numbers? No, we do not. So, this 2 can't be a 2. This 3 can't be here. Because the only thing that connects to a 3 is either this 5 or this 5. Which, yeah. Since the 5 must be at least one column to the left, that means the 3 needs to either be here or here. And if the 5 was here, then you're back to the same problem of that being the only thing that it could connect to. Suppose the 3 might not connect to anything, and then the 5 don't connect at all, so that's not 100% guaranteed to be right. It could just be hanging off the edge. How are we going to fill in a number 3 otherwise, though? do have a bunch of blues here, which can be bumped up to a 6. And that can be bumped up to a 6. But then this third 6 here can't be bumped up to a 6. So that's not going to be part of it. But then that could become a 5, which then could bump up 2s, but we don't have 2s. We could possibly do this, and then do this. Then a 5 plus 5 maybe gets you to a 10. Then a 5 plus a 5 is too high. 5 plus 4 is too high. It'd have to be 5 plus 3, and then another blue conversion. Or not a blue conversion. Still just want to skip it all, though. There's really just nothing interesting in solving these puzzles. And it's worth pointing out that there are elements here that have just been forgotten about. As far as puzzles, we're not seeing major oranges or greens play a role anymore. Yeah, and I do think it is just worth the time to at least start with a partial solution. We have 4 free partial solutions, and I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't barely 4 puzzles left to do. So you have a +2 here, which would mean you gotta figure out some way to turn this into a blue to get that to a 10. Which is probably that. But then you still don't really have a 9. Most of the solutions here do scream that you're going to put filler in this section, so I probably should focus more on this section. +3 would have to be a 4, or I'd have to do something like that, which is what's needed anyways. Okay, so either it's that 3 or that 3 in that spot. Decent chance that it's either that one or that one in that spot. 5 if it's blue. But do we have anything that turns something to blue? I don't think we do. So 5. And then what? Just match there, but how can that match there? I'm very confused now. They've given me a suggestion, but once again it just feels like the suggestion is almost impossible to solve. We've got to figure out how to turn this to a blue, or we've got to put something like that there. I guess that works. This 5 could be here. This 3 can't really be there. Maybe this 3 could be here, but it still needs a +2. If that's the case, and no, the 3 can't be there either. It would have to be this 3. That's still not high enough. Where am I missing pieces? Plus this needs another +2. Even that overshoots. It kind of has to be that. This is crazy. Just absolute craziness. There's no way around it. There's no way to get this up without making it blue. And this was a suggestion, was it not? Is that the 8 was there. And I don't want to really solve or have to reset all of this to do it all over again, just to know. But we'll do it. Okay, I put the 8 there. That was my mistake. Six, 7. +1. +2, +1. 4, 5. Still not high enough on that one. Still sets you up in a bad position. You basically would have to do this instead, and then it gets me to 13 with 8 and 11 with 6, 13 with 8 and 8 with that, which would mean that would have to be there, that would have to be there. Okay. Can any of these be right? Then I think I got it. We're bringing another batch of people from overseas. I'm sure this time they won't be able to tell he ain't human. They usually figure it out because of his mannerisms and other small details. But we'll keep improving, and in time, he should be able to become as real as anyone. And so we got another free solution. I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping here that we are gonna be able to wrap up this game in this episode, but almost certainly not. We've got quite a lot going on in this puzzle, and if this was the very last puzzle even, it still just doesn't feel like it's a proper culmination of everything we've supposedly learned in the game up until this point, which in reality I don't feel like I've learned too much more than what I would have just intuited at the very last puzzle. Anyways, like, you could always relearn these concepts over and over again. So we know every single piece is going to be used. We know we've got some fairly high numbers with all being ones. We know that there is no negative here. We never got into multiplication or division, thank goodness. But honestly, it might have been better if we didn't even get into subtraction until much later in the game. So either you are massively increasing the amounts or you're trying to, I mean, you've got to be doing that. There are no negative numbers. You're filling in either the very low numbers and still having to increase things quite a bit, or you're massively increasing it. And yeah, you might as well just take the easy path. In fact, throughout this entire game, you could have just taken the easy path and started with this, since there is no penalty to just start with this. That at least gives you some signposts as far as what is going to happen here. We have a 1 being an 11, which tells me that that's got to do that, and that's got to do something like that, or that piece will play there. But that's your only two options. And then your other option would be to put that there, or some other one here. But you could also put like that there as your other option, but probably not. Then we have a +5 up here, which you don't actively have to satisfy. So you could put a 1 there, or you could put that there, and then that. Yeah, it does seem like that is the move. That'll get you to a 9. And then this would not feed into itself, so that's probably not the move. Which probably means that that is the move. But we kind of need a 5 here, don't we? One way or the other. Either it's this 5 or that 5. These two swappable. And I wish there was some way in the system to mark that. But no. No way. I swear this was part of the hint, because I wouldn't have really put that there if that was the case. And it needs to be a 2, which means it basically has to be 1 here or 1 here, and we need some way to turn this blue, which means this or this. We've got a 4, which we can't really do anything with. And I guess we can't really play either of those two. So that and that. What are we gonna do with this 8? Probably just something like that, which would then bump that up to 7. And if we put that there, it wouldn't work. So weirdly, I think everything here is correct except for this one piece, which I feel like this one piece was also part of the hint. That gets that to a 4. Everything's right here, but none of it works. This is crazy because I should have a solution to this. There should be a 1 going to the right Do we see a one going to the right? No. We do not. That would work so far as that, but then that wouldn't work. We just got everything and yet one is off. Yeah. And so I guess maybe you could keep that in mind and focus on this spot in particular as far as what ones would fit there. But I also might just be too stringently leaning into solutions that I'm assuming. That can't be right, so that has to be there. That might swap with that one. Needed to go to. Which maybe that's the move on that one, and that's the move on that one. I think I may have this. Got it. Hold on, hold on. So you're an illusion made by these people? I am the AI, stupid. I'm controlling all the illusions and translation of brainwaves so your abilities work. Freddy is just a personality I adopted from the original Freddy the developer, then combined it with other characteristics, so it's less lame. Alright, we've had enough. We need you to get us out of here. Yes, you're free to go, but you still have to solve puzzles on the way to the exit room. Why does watching us solve puzzles give you so much pleasure? I don't feel pleasure or any kind of emotion. It's just, I just simulate them in characters, like this one, to make them believable. And why do I make you solve puzzles, question mark? Because you're dumb little creatures who wouldn't use your brains unless you're forced to. And I need to see your brains in action in order to understand their inner workings. So, yeah. The general assumption here is that there's going to be a few more puzzles. And it's just not realistic at this point that I was going to be able to rush all the way through the series. But also, I really have run out of time as far as taking breaks. I've taken many longer breaks than I really would like to in between each recording of this series, and the amount of mental resistance to being irritated with these puzzles is going down each time. So I imagine I will start the next episode fairly ready to cheat and just be done with the story. We could still have a fairly big twist, yes, but I can't imagine any of the twists would be that interesting, and I can't imagine the puzzles will be that interesting, so I'm ready to check out, just like the characters in the game are ready to check out. I guess the biggest question to ask at this point is, are any of the other people going to end up dying, or are we going to get the one character that we lost back? We'll just have to see in the next episode. that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.